Now we will move on to the last topic, that is the transporting medium, blood. Okay, you know that blood is a liquid, but as you see, blood is not a liquid only, it has two parts. It has a solid part and a liquid part. The liquid part is known as plasma and the solid parts are made of different kinds of cells. Okay. Now we must know which are the different parts and what do they do, all those things. So first I will start with the solid part. Which are the cells that are present in the solid part or in the blood? The first is, can you say the full form? What is it? Red blood cells. Then comes the white blood cells, and the last one is platelets. Okay? So the solid part of blood is composed of three things: red blood cells or RBC, white blood cells or WBC, and platelets. You know the function of RBC. What does it do? It is carrying oxygen because it has hemoglobin. These all things you have learned already. It's red in color, it has hemoglobin which is carrying oxygen, and then it is also carrying a little part of carbon dioxide. Okay, some part of carbon dioxide is also transported through the RBC. And you know the shape of RBC, it is like a donut shape, biconcave disc shape, and it doesn't have nucleus. All these things we have learned in the first semester about the RBC. Now, about the WBC, we have two kinds of WBC. First one, lymphocytes, and the other is phagocytes. Okay? So, lymphocytes and phagocytes both are fighting with the disease causing germs, or we can say pathogens, but both of them are fighting in two different ways. Lymphocytes, they will make some chemicals known as antibodies, and phagocytes, they will engulf the pathogen. So, the function of white blood cell is to fight against the pathogens, and there are two kinds, lymphocytes and phagocytes. Lymphocytes are making chemicals like antibodies and then they are fighting, and phagocytes, they are engulfing pathogens. Then the structure, like the structure of lymphocyte, it is both of them like the WBC, they have variable shape. Lymphocytes are big cell with big nucleus. Phagocytes means they are big cell but they have lobe nucleus. You can see the picture in page 1. You can see the picture in page 119. Okay, page 119. You can see the picture of this. Then the last part is platelets. The function is blood clotting. You know what is blood clotting? Whenever there is a cut or wound, what will happen? You know that the blood will be oozing out for some time, and after that the blood oozing out of blood will be stopped, and you can see something, some solid thing there at the mouth of that cut. That is clot. And blood clotting, you have to learn. That I will tell you. That is also very simple. And this is platelets are involved in blood clotting. If the liquid part of blood, it is known as plasma, and they have just most of the biggest function, or most things are transported in the blood through this liquid part as dissolved, like antibodies, hormones, heat, carbon dioxide, many things. It is transported through the blood in the plasma. Okay, so this is about the components of blood. Now we have two more topics, small topics. One is how the blood is clotting, another is about lymphatic system. So I will just tell this one, blood clotting. Suppose there is a cut, okay, the capillaries, that is just what happens, it is cut down. So immediately the platelets will get activated, and then there is a soluble protein in the blood known as fibrinogen. Okay, that fibrinogen, it is changed or converted because of some enzymes. It is changed to fibrin, and this fibrin, it will make small fibers in which the platelets are entangled, and then it makes a clot. So I'll just repeat once again. Whenever there is a cut, there is soluble protein fibrinogen in the blood. It will be changed because of some enzymes. It will be converted to insoluble fibrin, which makes long threads. In that, the platelets will be entangled, and then the clot will be formed. So just three reactions: fibrinogen to fibrin by enzyme, and fibrin makes fibers in which the platelets are entangled. So this is about the blood clotting. Now we have just last a very small topic, that is about the lymphatic system. Lymphatic system means lymph. Have you heard of lymph? This is also another liquid that is circulated throughout our body. When the blood passing through the capillaries, you know that capillary is made of only one cell. Its wall is made of one cell. That means one cell thickness. So when the blood passes, some of the plasma will be going out, leaking out. Then it will be just, this liquid will be around the cells. Okay, and all the oxygen and nutrients will be in this fluid, and that fluid is known as tissue fluid. So how the tissue fluid is formed? When the blood passes through the capillaries, some liquid part, the plasma, will be leaking out through small gaps in the capillary, which contains all the nutrients, oxygen, everything, whatever is needed. And that fluid is known as tissue fluid. Then this tissue fluid, actually from the tissue fluid, the things that are needed by the cells will be given to the cells, and the waste will be taken back into the blood or tissue fluid. And then the tissue fluid will go back into the blood. But some part of the tissue fluid, it will go to another kind of vessels. They are known as lymph vessels. First it will go to some capillaries. We can say it as lymph capillaries. And lymph capillaries, they join together making lymph vessels, and then finally it will be drained into the veins. And these lymphatic system, so all these things together, lymph capillaries, lymph vessels, all these together, it makes the lymphatic system. And there are, in the lymphatic system, there are some nodes, lymph nodes, which makes the lymphocyte that is fighting with the pathogen. Okay, so did you get about the lymphatic system? How the tissue fluid is formed, and part of the tissue fluid, it is entering into the lymph capillaries, and then they join together making lymph vessel, and in the lymph vessel at some places there are nodes which makes lymphocyte. They are the WBC, and then they are very, like their function is to fight against the diseases. Okay, so this is about the lymphatic system. You can go through this in page 122 and 123. Page 122 and page 123. Okay, so with that we are finishing the chapter circulatory system. I have prepared the notes. It will be sent to you very shortly, and the worksheets also will be given to you. Okay, so if you have any queries, any doubts, I think the school, if you contact the school, then you will get my number. Please ask. I can give you separately. I can give the answer separately if you have any doubt. Okay, thank you.